From the New Jersey Conference of Mayors in Atlantic City, this is Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Jill Horner, and with me is the Mayor of Harrison Township, Mayor Lou Manzo. Thanks so much for being with us.
Good to see you again, Jill.
We're talking about a variety of different development opportunities and development projects in communities across the state of New Jersey here at this conference. But for you as a community, you have some projects moving forward that have been years in the works. One is the new Inspira Medical Center. Let's talk a little bit about the status of that and the partnership with Rowan University as well.
Sure. That's actually a newer development over the last really, I'd say 12 to 14 months, where that has now culminated in an agreement between Rowan University and Inspira Medical Center to sell Inspira a 100-acre block of land that's finalizing as we speak. They then enter into the approval through the state to get their what's called certificate of need and actually break ground on the hospital. That can take up to 9 months. So they're looking to be in the ground in the beginning of 2017, and then it's roughly a 24-month process to build out what will be a state-of-the-art medical center, not just a hospital, have surrounding medical office buildings, and really something really extraordinary and great for the region.
And as you mentioned, groundbreaking potentially for next year, and then a 2-year process in order to get something like this built.
Pretty much, yeah.
In addition to that project, which would be, in addition to the hospital, you'll have medical office space as well, Richwood Town Center. This is a project years in the making, but there is movement on this project. There could be a groundbreaking by the end of the year. Talk to us about the overall vision.
Movement being the key word, and we've spoken about this before, but the Richwood Town Center project has been in the works for several years, 7-8 years, and at this point, it is moving forward finally. It will be 4 phases. The first phase will be a commercial power center, we'll call it, hubbed by Costco, and everyone in our region is very excited by that. That'll be 350 to 400,000 square feet of commercial retail use, followed by a phase 2 town center, which will be a combination of some residential, potentially over retail, hubbed by a Frank's Theater Entertainment Center. Again, very exciting. Phase 3 will be the housing component. This will be up to 1,600 homes, single-family homes, townhouses, built out probably over a 10, 12-year period that will come up out of the ground. And phase 4 is a placeholder, a north power center, which in our minds is the dream of a Wegmans type gourmet food center eventually.
And that's the overall vision. As you mentioned, it's in 4 phases. Groundbreaking by later this year, potentially early 2017. But when we talk about ratables like this coming into your community, whether it's the Inspira project or the Richwood Town Center, what does that mean for your overall tax base?
Well, the impact cannot be overstated. And again, we've talked about this in the past. The short version for the hospital is, obviously the hospital is a nonprofit, no tax ratables, but the majority of the surrounding medical office building will be ratables. So that's something that was a clean slate before this, where we were never going to get a ratable from the university. Now that will be going forward. Richwood Town Center, when you look at 1 million square feet of commercial use over the next 5 to 7 years, and what that can mean and the impact that can have on a town like ours, it's massive, and we've said in the past will give us the ability to complete our wish list of whatever it is we really want to do and help our taxpayers in reducing their tax burden.
I want to ask though about the residential component of this, because if you are talking about more than 1,000 homes, plus residences in your town center as well, which would be mixed use, what does that mean for your community and the schools and having all of those additional residents within your community?
Great question. And because of the economic downturn over the last several years, we've had plenty of time to go through a very detailed process using smart growth principles and planning principles, being able to look at what it's going to take as far as when the school would have to be built. The developer's already dedicated land for that school. We've actually had a meeting recently talking about what the timing of that can be. So we already have all of the pieces in place. It's just a question of how quickly it comes online, and we know that we want to do it in a way that won't be a burden on the taxpayers. The key being that tax component, that extra revenue that we are going to use pilot dollars and a payment in lieu of taxes process, that we're hoping that when the time comes to actually build a brand new school, that's going to be the majority of taking care of that, and it won't be on our taxpayers.
Come back, give us an update. Let us know how both of these projects are progressing.
Will do.
Thank you. We've been talking with Mayor Lou Manzo of Harrison Township. I'm Jill Horner here in Atlantic City at the New Jersey Conference of Mayors.